Right. So to some of you out there who maybe just started cycling not too long ago, and one of the questions or problems you may face is, hey, how fast should I be pedaling, right? When should I pedaling at this speed or that speed? How fast should my cadence be? First thing I would say is, in general, I think the range that your cadence should be is between 60 to 100 RPM. Now it is a very broad range, quite a wide one, and you may be asking, hey, now that I know it's between 60 to 100, and when should I actually cycle at 60 and when should I be cycling at 100, or is it okay to be in between or go over those range? Now to make it simple, let me just break it into half. So I'm going to put 60 to 80 in the first part and 80 to 100 in the second part. I'm going to first explain about the first part, right? 60 to 80. Now 60 to 80 is actually considered quite slow. The most suitable time to be pedaling at this cadence is actually when you are riding slow. Casual ride, cafe ride, right? Ride santai-santai. These are the times where 60 to 80 is the most suitable. And why? Number one reason is because pedaling at 60 to 80 RPM, it doesn't require a lot from your cardiovascular system, your cardio system, right? To put it in short. So hence, because of that, pedaling slower actually reduces your heart rate. So on these cafe rides or slow rides, your main focus is not training. 60 to 80 would most probably be the most efficient, because you can actually get in enough recovery if you're doing a recovery ride, and you also do not put too much stress on your body. And the second one, 80 to 100, is actually more suited towards high intensity rides, right? Training rides, fast group rides, right? Races especially. These are places where higher cadence will be more beneficial. Now, a complete opposite to the 60 to 80 ranges now. This one, the second part, 80 to 100, because it's pedaling at a much higher speed, hence it actually requires a lot on your cardio system. The benefits of riding at this speed is, number one, it gives you sharper acceleration, right? Because you are pedaling so fast. So let's say if you are at a traffic light and suddenly the lights turn green and you need to jump quick, right? Pedaling at a faster cadence will actually give you that sharp acceleration. And second one is actually also because pedaling at higher cadence, it actually reduces knee stress, which in result long term actually reduces the risk of injury. If you pedal too long at a slow cadence for a long sustained time, right, over time your knees will actually start to accumulate quite a bit of fatigue, and the longer it is like that, the chances of you getting injured is actually higher. For training rides, for high intensity rides, I urge more on the higher cadence side. It's because of that. It reduces knee stress and prevents injury. After hearing this range, you might be asking yourself, hey, I noticed I can't really quite get my cadence up to speed, Some of you, I know when I first started out, I had quite a bit of struggle increasing my cadence. So I actually have two of my favorite drills that might actually help you increase your cadence. First one is low power sprints, right? Now the way I do this low power sprints is I will put myself on a trainer. I will put it in the easiest gear, so all the way up, and on a small chain ring, so easiest gear. And the way I will do it is I will come to a complete stop and I'll count 3, 2, 1. And then on 1, I will actually sprint as hard as I can, and I will try to maintain that speed for at least 5-10 seconds, right? When maybe if you're starting out and you're new to this, I think 5 seconds should be good enough. But over time, as you progress, I think you can try to stretch it all the way out until 10 seconds, and repeat it, maybe 5 to 10 times. Again, according to your preference. If you're a little bit new, then start off slow first, then progressively build up towards the higher levels. Second one is actually high intensity and high cadence drills. And what I mean by this is staying seated in a saddle, or at the same time pedaling hard for about 1 to 5 minutes and trying to maintain your fastest average cadence you can throughout that whole session. The way I like to do is I like to pedal relatively hard for about 2 to 3 minutes, and throughout the 2 to 3 minutes I'll actually try to maintain the highest cadence I can while staying seated. Repeat it about again 5 to 10 times. Like I mentioned, it's exactly the same as the low power sprints just now. The two of my biggest focus area when I'm doing these 2 drills is actually number 1, I emphasize a lot on stability, because I believe that stability is just as important as pedaling fast on the bike, because there's no point of you pedaling really quick, you know, achieving like crazy high-speed cadences, but if you can't maintain stability, in my opinion, is not as great as being a little bit slower but being stable on the bike. So that's one thing I emphasize a lot. And also secondly, I emphasize a lot to maintain your highest average cadence throughout the whole workout session. So for example, you know, in today's workout session, you may try to do 5 times of this high cadence interval. The goal is to try to keep your average cadence same throughout the 5 workout sessions. So for example, on the first one, you had an average cadence of, let's say, 100, and your goal is to maintain 100 as close as possible all the way until the last interval. So that are 2 things that I emphasize a lot whenever I'm doing this drill: stability and maintaining the highest average cadence. So I really do hope that these short tips might help some of you out there who may be new or just starting out into cycling. And you know, share this with a friend also who you think might get benefit out of this video. And I thank you so much for watching this video. And if you do like what you see here, you can actually click on my channel to view more cycling tips, right? So like this video, share with a friend, as I said just now, who might get benefit out of this. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.